All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another info session. Today, we have a very special guest with us. We have Michelle from the state of Oregon, and she's with the National Child Welfare Workforce Institute. Hello from Oregon. How are you doing, Michelle?
Hi, thanks for having me, Val. Really appreciate it.
How's the weather over there in Oregon? Talk to me.
Well, Oregon, the whole West Coast is kind of burning right now, so it's a little
Oh,
crazy. If you guys have ever seen Stranger Things, that's kind of what the sky looks like.
wow.
Yeah.
So are you able to go outside, or how's that?
No, we're unfortunately, stuck inside. So, just another little dig of COVID.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, be safe, stay safe out there.
Thank
Follow
you.
the instructions.
I will, I promise.
All right. So tell us a little bit about, we're going to get right into it. So tell
Yeah.
us about the National Child Welfare Institute.
Okay. Well, so the National Child Welfare Workforce Institute, which we also call NCWWI, is kind of the acronym. So if you
NICWE?
NCWWI, yeah, NCWWI, and so we call it NCWWI for short because that's a lot of words.
Yeah.
And so NCWWI's been around for quite some time. I've been working with them for over 9 years, and we are funded by the Children's Bureau. And what we do is we really teach. Okay, this is my personal take on our mission, right? But what we teach is leaders how to make change happen in a bureaucracy which is meant not to change, or at least
Right.
as fast as we need it to, right?
Right.
We teach the leadership skills necessary for change implementation just in general, like the science behind how to make change happen and be sustainable. And we do all of the pieces related to workforce development. A lot of people don't really understand what child welfare workers do, and we're all about supporting that workforce. They have a lot on their shoulders, and so that's our main gig, is to just take care of them in any way that we can.
Okay. Now you said as far as the leadership, do you teach leadership skills as well? Let's just say there's, a frontline supervisor who is looking, I would like to improve my leadership skill with my
Yeah,
team. Do you teach those skills as well?
we do. So we have on our website, which is ncwwi.org, we have a whole online learning portal, and you can do the Leadership Academy for supervisors, the Leadership Academy for middle managers, which is a weird name, but it's basically kind of to capture everybody that's above like a supervisor, right?
Right.
You can get some of those pieces on there, although that one is mainly taught in person. Right now, we're working with several jurisdictions, so 4 jurisdictions and 3 tribal child welfare partners. And we're teaching them how to teach this course, right? So it's more sustainable. In the past, NCWWI staff taught it, and it was great, and there was great reviews, extremely incredible retention, but it's just not sustainable. So what we've done in the meantime, though, is we've put those that curriculum online with the implementation guides so that people can understand how they can do it in their own jurisdiction if, say, they wanted to start a leadership academy for their staff.
So it's kind of like a train the trainer session.
It is. Right now, that's what we're really focusing on, is learning how to train the trainers, how to teach the curriculum that we've honed over 8 years. It's very much tested and evidence-based. And so now we just have to figure out, how do we do this without us being in the way?
Okay. Now I have another. Well, I want to get back to your website,
Yeah.
right? What are some information on your website that are valuable to us child welfare professionals?
Okay. Now, you know that I'm biased because I've been obviously working for NCWWI.
Yeah.
But we have crazy good information on there. We really try to focus on what we know workforce needs, and we know you're too busy, right? So we
Right.
take in really great stuff. Like, we have the latest research, and it's broken down into one pagers. That's just kind of like, here's what they learned and here's how to apply it in the field. We have infographics, videos. The resource library that you can search has over 1,500 resources that have been checked by the Children's Bureau, and they are specific to child welfare. I already mentioned the online learning. There's a toolkit on there. You know, you mentioned a little bit about leadership, and if somebody's really interested in doing like their own leadership development, we have a toolkit on there that allows them to kind of assess where they are, where they want to go for their career, and then it gives them activities to do to kind of build those leadership skills. So that's very much independent and anybody can do it. And it's all free.
That's what I was going to ask you, because you're saying a lot. I was like, all right, Michelle, with child welfare professionals now, you know, our salary is not the greatest.
Free. Yeah.
Okay, wow.
It's free. And here's the thing, like I mentioned, like the one pagers and infographics, right? Those are just like grab and go, really simple. Even our online learning. So there are some meaty courses, right? Like that are an hour long and you really go deep diving in. But there are what we call micro learnings. So that's kind of my gig. One of my gigs, at least at NCWWI, is to do these micro learnings. What the heck is that? It's 3 minutes of an e-learning. It's kind of like just what you need to know. You can jump down some rabbit holes and look at other resources that we provide within that micro learning, but you just basically get what you need in that 3 to 5 minutes. And those are extremely popular. People love, love, love those.
Okay. Well, for child welfare professionals, right?
For child welfare professionals, they're all specific and have been designed for child welfare. So one of the, again, kind of going back to our theme here, leadership, adaptive leadership has some really important aspects to it that are directly relevant to child welfare, really talking about like technical and adaptive challenges. What are the differences? I think we try to solve adaptive problems, which are right, like the way people have to change their mind and like engage with people, versus like technical, like we're gonna have Val sit next to Michelle, right? But we like to try to solve problems in a technical way when they're adaptive. And so it kind of gets into all those different pieces. And like I said, they're short and sweet. They're great.
What are some, I mean, tell me a little bit about some, even though we know we're going to check out your website, but what are some trainings that you have going on right now that you think that are applicable to child welfare professionals? You don't have to name them all, but just a few of them, you know, just share with us.
Well, so so first things first, on our website, we also have this amazing webinar calendar. And we don't just like put just our stuff, which I think is kind of standard. We put everybody's stuff. So the whole NCWWI team is looking for webinars that are free. They're all free. We don't post anything that has a cost. So if a conference is free, it's on there. If a webinar is free, it's on there. And it lists anything that's important for child welfare, or, you know, sometimes it can be a little bit broader, like social work in general. But there's I have to use my notes, Val, because I told you I have a terrible memory. But
no, it's okay.
And emotional intelligence is on September 18th. That's being taught by Progress Coaching. I don't even, you know, they're just doing this webinar for free, so we put it on there.
Oh, that's awesome.
On September 22nd, NCWWI is hosting what's called an Innovations Exchange. It's where all the leaders of child welfare are invited to talk. It's not your present information. It's more like, hey, I'm in South Carolina, this is working here. Okay, well, I'm in Texas and that's not working here. How can we do this? So it gives them a forum to really—
that is awesome. —working
across the country. And then we're also going to have a virtual booth at the Child Welfare Virtual Expo. That's being hosted by the Center for States, which is also a Children's Bureau funded program. And that's on September 24th. And that's these are all free. Free to grow, which I think it's extremely important. Our world is changing and we have to change with it, and we have to keep growing. That's, you know, being focused on learning, I think, is a really important aspect of our jobs.
Now, I see you have, you know, honestly, as you speaking, right, I was looking at your website. I see you have an event coming up on the 15th, September 15th.
Yes, it's my pride and joy.
Yeah, tell me about that, man. I want to hear a little bit more about that.
Okay, so this is really crazy. Like, uh, 4 years ago, I was like, hey, we have workforce development in our name. We should do a work,
Right. Development.
right? Like, and so like I get online and nobody's doing it. And so I'm just like, let's do it in September. Just randomly that same year, Workforce Development Month is funded for the, it's put forward that that's going to be the month.
Right.
The month I picked. I'm like, what? I Okay, so as part of Workforce Development Month, which is specific to child welfare for NCWWI in particular,
Right.
it's an event called the Child Welfare Worker Recognition Event. It's September 15th. It is going to be so fun. We're opening the event with quotes from leaders from around the country. And then we're going to have Robin Leake, who is a director of NCWWI. She's going to speak for a few minutes. And then we're going to hand it over to Jerry Milner, who is the head of the Children's Bureau. And he's really going to talk about this prevention focus and well-being focus that he is really believes that's where child welfare needs to go. So he's going to speak for about 10 minutes about where he's taking child welfare. So I think that in itself is just really an important opportunity to understand.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then after that, though, then we kick it up a notch. We're going to speak with Victor Sims and Courtney Canova. They have lived experience from the system, and they're going to talk about why child welfare workers are so important and how they change their lives, and about, in particular, I'll give you just a hint of a story.
Yeah, give us a little bit. Give us a little
Just
bit.
a little bit. I'm going to give you a little bit. Courtney, she avoided her caseworker like the plague. And that caseworker just kept showing up. Annoying to her, but now she's 26 years old. She has 2 kids. She still talks to that caseworker. She still
That's awesome.
That caseworker for continuing to show up, even though she didn't give any indicators that she wanted his help. And so that's really kind of what the program's about, showing up and how we always show up, and why we should recognize the work that we're doing. And then Lakia Cherry is going to speak. I don't know if you know her, but she is amazing. She teaches the I Am Remarkable workshop, which talks about women and people of color talking about their successes. She also does Dare to Lead, which is Brene Brown. She's amazing. And she is going to have us reflect on all the ways that we were remarkable during the year. So you have kind of that list to go back to, and yeah, I'm awesome. Like on those days when you need to kind of be pulled up by the bootstraps, right?
Right.
Then she's going to talk about, and we got a lot of work to do.
Right. We're not here. We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. So how are you going to make change happen in the system? How are you going to make the system better? And so she's going to talk a little bit about that. And then
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said one of my favorite speakers and writers, Brene Brown.
Yeah.
Is she a guest speaker, or will?
She's not. So Lakia Cherry is trained to teach Dare to Lead by Brene Brown. So she's met Brene. And so, we tried to get Brene, we did.
Right.
But Brene's busy,
Right.
So we got the next best thing, which is, and Lakia's amazing. And that activity is going to be live with my coworker, Sharon Kohler. And I think it's just going to be fantastic. And then we're closing out the event with a little surprise.
Oh, you can't tell us that, huh? We're just going to have to come and watch.
I think you need to see it for yourself.
Right.
Stay till the end.
Right. So that's on, what is the date again?
Tuesday, September 15th. Now, if you go to ncwi.org, you can register, but I will tell you this little tip. If you want to register, if you go to our Facebook page, we're going to go live on Facebook as well.
Wonderful.
So either way, but we would love to see everyone there. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Facebook Live to see if we could collaborate on something for
I think that would be fun.
For our Facebook as well. So instead of, of course, redirecting to the website, but having it available on our Facebook group as well.
I can get you that link. I can, Val.
Yes, I know you can. Well, are there any last words you want to share with us?
I mean, so next week is Child Welfare Worker Appreciation Week.
Yeah, definitely.
What I want to close out with is thank you. Thank you for doing this hard work. Thank you for showing up for kids and families and youth. I know that we're not recognized for the work that we're doing.
Right.
Is really important. And I would encourage the audience to tell other people why they do this hard work. I like to call it hard.
Right.
Why do you do this hard work? So that they can understand a little bit more about your job. You know, like if I say this is what I do, my mom and dad are like, what? We don't know what she does. She works for some organization, you know. Tell those stories to your friends and family about what you do and why it's important and how we're changing to be even better. So that then when they get asked, they can share that story. We really need to change public perception around.
Most definitely, yeah.
Not only for the fact that, you know, turnover is caused by disrespect in the community. So we know that for a fact. And, but that community isn't going to come to us and work with us. And child welfare, you know, this is a community issue. It's complex. It cannot be solved just us. And so if we have to start changing that narrative around child welfare, if we really want to get to where we want to go. And so tell those stories.
Well, I'm glad, you know, you said a lot. I'm going to tell you that you said a lot. And I
hopefully
think
not too much.
No, it's awesome. I think that like you said, the stories really connects it, right? Makes folks really see what we do and how passionate about our job we are. But I'm excited about the event and your website and all the different free. I mean, because when you were saying all these different seminars, like, all right, there's a subscription, you know, there's a monthly payment, you know, involved, but this is all free. Just go to the website, register, and you know, you could just you know, do it at your own pace. That's the
exactly. You know, everything is at your own pace.
Right.
And you don't have to log in to our website. Now, if you want to track your e-learning so that you can then print that out for your boss at the end of the year and say, like, this is all of the things I did on my own for professional development, then you should log in so that then we just track it for you and you hit print, you know. But otherwise, you can take any e-learning without logging in. Everything is absolutely free.
Okay. Well, all right, Michelle. Nick, pronounce the abbreviation again for me, because I'm struggling here. NCWWI. Yeah, because I see the abbreviation, I see the letters, but I didn't know there was a term. So NCWWI.
Yeah, National Child Welfare Workforce Institute, NCWWI. The website's ncwi.org, and we're here to support the workforce. We want to be here to help leaders, you know, inspire their workforce, support their workforce. We want to do everything we can to, you know, the workforce is the difference maker. It is what will get to better outcomes.
Right.
Nothing can be done without the workforce.
Correct.
You know, they're the most valuable resource any agency or child welfare program has. And we need to make sure that they're fully supported and that they have the professional development they need to ensure that there are equitable outcomes for children, youth, and families in all their communities.
Most definitely. Well said. Well, Michelle, I'm excited for the events that you have. And also, please, guys, check out the information, right? Log in to the session that's coming up on September 15th.
Yes. September 15th. And thank you, Val, for letting me share, because I want everybody to know about these free resources. And
thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's been great.
Thank you for joining us. Well, all right, guys. I'm Val. Make sure you check out NCWWI's website and all the wonderful free session that are out there for us. Well, all right. Well, I'm Val, your fellow child welfare professional. Michelle, it was wonderful talking to you. We're going to talk offline about the event a little bit more. All right. Well, all right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Michelle, talk to you in a few minutes.
Okay, great.
All right. Bye.